Welcome back, everyone. It's great to see you all today. Today, I want to pivot the AI discussion away from image generators and towards something that directly impacts creator workflow. We're talking about the artificial intelligence that actually saves you serious time by transforming long videos into easily shareable short clips. Seriously, if you've ever looked at a 2-hour interview and felt overwhelmed about creating TikToks or shorts from it, then this entire presentation is for you. The entire concept is fundamentally straightforward. Instead of hiring an editor or spending painful hours manually scrubbing footage, you leverage an AI tool to do the heavy lifting first. Then the creator simply jumps in to polish and perfect the absolute best moments the AI has flagged. I have personally been testing this specific workflow, and it has completely revolutionized how I plan all of my social content moving forward. Now, we need to acknowledge that there are indeed two distinct sides to this massive wave of AI adoption. On one hand, there are entirely valid concerns about automation displacing jobs, or the potential for creativity to become diluted. Those are serious conversations that we absolutely need to delve into later on in the discussion. But the other side, the one I am actively trying to embrace right now, is AI serving as an unbelievably powerful production assistant. This kind of tool helps you rapidly prototype new content ideas and push out a more consistent stream of material. Ultimately, it ensures your very best work finally gets the audience reach it deserves without causing you to burn out in the process. So, let me show you what I accomplished in about the same brief time it takes for a standard pot of coffee to brew completely. I took a full 45-minute interview I recorded with a fellow photographer friend and fed that entire file into the system. The AI then automatically found the most compelling highlights and created a stack of clips that were immediately ready for posting across different platforms. Furthermore, it intelligently converted those clips into the correct vertical aspect ratios for short-form apps. I will now walk you through every single step of that process so you can witness exactly how it functions in a real-world scenario. We will explore why this is more than just overhyped technology and where the traditional methods really start to fall short in today's market. First, let me break down what the specific AI tool, Vizard, actually is, using the simplest terms possible. Essentially, it is an intelligent system designed to automatically edit your long-form videos into many short, native clips optimized for social media success. The software excels at 3 primary functions that really set it apart from the competition. It automatically identifies and edits potentially viral moments by keenly detecting punchlines and high-engagement audio peaks within your recording. It also has the capability to auto-schedule those finalized clips directly to your connected platforms, eliminating manual posting drudgery. Lastly, it provides you with one unified content calendar, ensuring everything remains perfectly organized and publish-ready at a glance. On top of those core features, it gives you granular control over refining captions, switching aspect ratios, and tweaking thumbnails for platform authenticity. This entire workflow is so important because so many creators are managing multiple channels, but have severely limited time resources. You can choose to spend an entire day manually cutting 20 different clips from a 90-minute broadcast, or you can use this tool. With the tool, you extract 15 to 20 strong potential viral segments in just a few minutes of waiting time. You then pivot your limited energy into refining only the top 5 clips that you know will resonate most strongly with your audience. That shift in focus represents a truly massive multiplier for your overall content productivity across the week. Alright, it is officially demo time now, so I will walk you through the precise flow I followed for my own project. The very first step, as you might expect, is simply uploading your entire source video file into the designated uploader space. I personally dropped my complete 45-minute interview file into the system without any issue. The upload process is remarkably fast, and it handles those large video files with ease, which is a huge relief because nothing halts momentum like a timed-out upload. Step 2 is allowing the artificial intelligence engine to thoroughly scan and analyze the entirety of your uploaded media. Vizard analyzes the audio track, paying close attention to spoken emphasis, instances of laughter, and any noticeable topic shifts during the conversation. It also looks for subtle visual cues such as unexpected zoom-ins or clear facial reactions from the speakers within the frame. After this deep analysis, the system then intelligently suggests precise timestamps for every single potential clip it found worthy of extraction. For my specific interview, the AI automatically flagged a few key segments that stood out immediately. One flagged moment was when the guest revealed a surprising piece of camera gear hack that other photographers would love to hear about. Another moment it highlighted involved the guest telling a very short, funny behind-the-scenes story that works well standalone. A deeper, more technical tip about studio lighting was also flagged because it could easily function as its own mini tutorial clip. Next up is step 3, which involves reviewing all those suggestions and making necessary refinements to the output. The interface presents you with a clean list of suggested clips, each showing its timestamp range and a preview thumbnail. You can easily preview each segment right there in the interface, tweak the exact start and end points, or make minor adjustments. I found myself frequently changing the aspect ratio, switching some to the vertical 9:16 format for TikTok and a few to 1:1 for Instagram feeds. You also have the chance to immediately add a very quick caption hook to each clip while you are reviewing the timing. What I appreciate most is that this system doesn't force you into a complete black box. You always maintain final editorial control over the output. Step 4 focuses on the auto enhancements that the tool applies automatically to your selected clips. Vizard's built-in auto editing successfully cleans up messy audio levels and thoughtfully removes those awkward, dead pauses that drag down pacing. It even has the capability to stabilize any minor camera shakes that might have occurred during the original recording session. I must clarify that this is not a magical replacement for a full dedicated post-production editor if you are aiming for a cinematic look. However, for the purpose of creating fast-moving social shorts, the polish it applies is usually absolutely perfect for the task. I only made a few tiny manual trims here and there because the artificial intelligence had already completed about 90% of the necessary groundwork. Step 5 involves focusing on the final presentation elements, the thumbnail image, and the accompanying written caption. The tool offered several suggested thumbnails based on clear frames and expressive faces, which gave me great starting options. It even drafted several initial caption suggestions that were surprisingly usable right out of the box for initial posting. I did go in and manually edit one caption just to ensure the tone felt perfectly casual and aligned with my specific brand voice. After that quick tweak, I added a relevant set of hashtags, making the whole captioning process feel incredibly quick and painless. The sixth and final step in this quick sequence is the powerful scheduling function, which is a huge time saver for me personally. I simply set my desired posting frequency, telling the system to push out 3 new clips every single week. Vizard then automatically queued every single piece of content according to that set schedule, which is fantastic. The visual content calendar displays a full week of view, showing which caption is paired with which clip and exactly which platform it is destined for. You still retain the flexibility to drag and drop items to rearrange the queue, edit the post copy, or pause any scheduled content if needed. Honestly, that single feature has successfully replaced a handful of separate spreadsheet documents and external scheduling applications in my workflow. So why would you even bother with doing this manually or paying a freelancer when this exists? Manual editing requires many hours of focused, repetitive work, which is time you could be spending on creation or strategy. Freelancers are certainly valuable partners, but they naturally involve ongoing costs and an inevitable turnaround time for delivery. Furthermore, some other platforms claiming to offer auto clips often have very basic algorithms that just chop footage based on silence or fixed time intervals, completely missing the nuance needed for shareability. Other competing tools suffer from limited multi-platform scheduling capabilities, or they force you into awkward export processes tailored only for one app. Vizard's true competitive strength lies in its smart clip detection being seamlessly combined with comprehensive scheduling and an intuitive content calendar, all in one unified interface. Now, I want to be completely fair and admit that no system is entirely perfect, including this one. Sometimes the AI suggests a segment that sounds verbally interesting, but perhaps lacks the necessary visual context for a standalone clip. Occasionally, the algorithm will also select a slightly less engaging facial expression for the proposed thumbnail than what a human eye would naturally prefer. Therefore, you absolutely still need a critical human eye present to make those final, crucial editorial calls before anything goes live. Additionally, if your goal is achieving cinematic quality with painstaking color grading and complex transitions, this tool is not intended to replace your professional nonlinear editor. It is specifically optimized for the singular task of shifting long-form content into snackable native social posts as quickly as possible. I also think it is crucial to address the ethics and the bigger philosophical questions surrounding this technology right now. Yes, the reality is that automation will inevitably change the operational structure of some creative jobs, which is a discussion worth having openly. However, speaking from my perspective as an active creator, this tool feels less like replacing human editors and more like empowering solo operators and smaller teams significantly. For me, it's a massive advantage that lets me get my core ideas out rapidly, so I can test different angles and iterate much faster than before. And quite often, that very first draft the AI provides actually inspires new creative ideas that I might not have considered on my own. These new ideas could be entirely different mood settings, fresh hook concepts, or unique ways to repurpose a technical answer into a quick tutorial. Let's look at some practical application ideas specifically for you, the viewer, right now. If you are someone who records educational videos, use the AI to automatically extract concise tips as focused 30 to 60-second tutorials. For those of you who conduct interviews, leverage the system to pull out powerful hot takes and compelling sound bites instantly. Podcast creators can use this specific tool to efficiently generate engaging episode promos and easily run A/B thumbnail tests. If you represent a brand, the integrated content calendar feature makes ensuring cross-posting consistency incredibly streamlined and much less error-prone. I also previously tested this new workflow directly against the old-school method of content creation I used for years. Previously, I had to export the final long edit, then open my editing software to manually find and export the highlights, and finally use a completely separate scheduler to get the content live. That whole process was essentially a clumsy 3-application dance, leaving plenty of room for potential human error at every handoff point. By contrast, using this specific tool simplifies everything into what feels like a single seamless stop: analysis, editing suggestions, caption drafts, thumbnail preview, and final scheduling. The resulting time savings from that streamlined approach are absolutely enormous across a whole month of content output. Here's a quick, actionable tip for when you are uploading your next source file to get better results. Try to manually place a few markers in the timeline for sections you absolutely know the AI should pay very close attention to during its scan. This is particularly useful for marking the exact moment you delivered a key demo or delivered the big plot twist reveal in your content. Nudging the model this way usually directs its focus to those high-value areas and typically yields significantly higher quality suggested clips. Here's another useful hint focused on maintaining stylistic consistency across your output, across different days. If you want your captions and hashtags to feel perfectly unified, Create a dedicated template within the app for your specific brand voice and standard group of hashtags. Implementing this template ensures the AI maintains your brand voice consistency, even when you are pushing out 10 or more different clips in a single month. I want to leave you with this final thought for today's entire discussion. I'm certainly not suggesting that artificial intelligence is going to replace the fundamental human element of powerful storytelling. What I firmly believe is that this technology is currently granting storytellers entirely new creative superpowers for distribution. It successfully removes a significant amount of the repetitive, tedious busywork that used to consume our creative energy. This frees us up to concentrate much more deeply on creating new content and formulating better overall strategies for growth. If scaling your output, turning one long shoot into a fuel source for an entire month of short posts, is important to you, then this approach is definitely worth exploring. And if you're currently juggling the complexities of managing multiple social media channels simultaneously, that content calendar and auto-scheduling feature will genuinely feel like a life-saving feature. If you're curious to see more practical examples, please drop a comment down below to let me know. I can easily create a detailed follow-up video showing the exact clips I selected and how I personally refined all the final captions and thumbnails. If you found this breakdown helpful at all today, please honor it with a thumbs up and ensure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next deep dive analysis. You can also connect with me over on Instagram using the handle @QuantsPhoto if you wish to chat strategy or see the behind-the-scenes examples from my daily life. I also plan to produce another dedicated video where we can discuss the ethical pitfalls and the broader implications in much more depth, because that conversation is genuinely important. All right, everyone, that is everything I wanted to cover in today's session. Whether you are a dedicated podcaster, a photographer repurposing interviews into actionable tips, or a small brand struggling to maintain social consistency, tools like this genuinely change the underlying math of content creation. They do not magically replace creativity. Rather, they provide the necessary scaffolding to effectively scale that creativity across the digital landscape. I truly appreciate you watching, and I will see all of you in the next video.